Alright, what is going on, guys? It's me, Seismos9, back at it again with another video. It's been a while since I've made a video to be able to sit down with you guys to just talk. It's been a few weeks since I made a video, but besides all of that, I'm not going to waste any of your time. We're just going to get right into it. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, okay? My thoughts on it, what needs to be fixed, my review, should you get it? Let's just go ahead and jump into it. So, my initial thoughts, let's just go ahead and start off with that. It is a really fun game. It is really fast-paced. Just some things that I think would need working on. Like the time to kill is really fast, so it's kind of hard to kill people. But overall, it's a really fun game, and it's a really good Call of Duty. I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna last a while, hopefully, and hopefully they keep making improvements to it. But let's just go ahead and hop in right to the let's hop in right to the pros first. So pros, it's really fun, okay? The guns shoot very cleanly, it sounds very nicely. Like overall, it's just the environment. It feels really good. It feels like a Call of Duty, but it feels like a different Call of Duty. You know, I think every Call of Duty feels, for the most part, pretty different. It feels kind of like Ghosts mixed with Battlefield, but with the pacing of Black Ops 3. That's just kind of a simple way to put it. The mechanics are really good and clean. They're really smooth. The UI is clean, all of that stuff. Like sprinting feels very nice. Shooting feels very nice. All of that feels really smooth, and overall just like it feels like good. It's well put together. Even though it's the beta, like, you know, some betas are fairly choppy and, you know, kind of just thrown out together. Not much effort, it seems, but this feels like they put a lot of good effort into it. There's a lot of good stuff to be said about this game. The audio is great. The performance is amazing, okay? Performance is amazing. I have a pretty high-end graphics card. I have a 2070. And I was running pretty much like maximum quality at over 100 frames per second, so it felt really clean, and it was really nice. So I'd say if you had kind of a not as good graphics card, I mean, I used to have a 960, so if you have something like that, I'm sure it runs. You can run 60 FPS on it. You know, you're just gonna have to turn down some of the settings, but overall, like, the performance is great, and visually it looks amazing. Okay. Especially for the performance, like a game like this that looks like this with this kind of performance is kind of hard to achieve, but they did it really well, and they just did a really good job with it. Next point, the game modes are really fun. So from the beta, the game modes we got was Team Deathmatch, Domination. So I mean, you know, Team Deathmatch is just Team Deathmatch. First one is 75 kills wins. Domination, you got the 3 flags. That's going to be a lot of the gameplay that you're seeing in the background. So you got the 3 flags, you got to cap it. And then you got Headquarters. I don't know if it's the same Headquarters from, I think, Black Ops 4. But Headquarters, it's kind of like Hardpoint. So you lock down a certain area, and, you know, you have, your team has to be in that certain area for a certain amount of time. And then once you control the headquarters, you have to defend the headquarters. And the team that controls the headquarters has only 1 life. And the other team has to try and take away the headquarters. So that's kind of how it works if you didn't know. And then they got, what else? They got the Search and Destroy mode, which is kind of, it's Search and Destroy, but, you know, nobody really plants the bomb. I don't know why, but it's just easier to get kills. But you can also revive your teammates, I think. I don't know if it's an unlimited amount of times, but at least once. And then you got the Ground War mode. The Ground War mode is the only game I would say, or the only game mode that I would say is not fun, which will take me into the cons section of this video. And the first point on the cons is Ground War is not fun, really at all, okay? I mean, it's fun, but I'll tell you why it's not fun right now. Like, it has potential to be fun, but it just isn't. And here's why. So, Ground War, it feels like Battlefield 4, okay? Because it's very modern. You have helicopters that you can ride in. You got tanks. You got ATVs. All of these vehicles. It's a big Call of Duty map, okay? So, it feels like Conquest from Battlefield 4. But it's just like Call of Duty, so it's really fast paced, And the only thing is, I feel like the reason it's not fun is because the amount of people that are on it. So there's 32v32, I believe, which, you know, isn't too bad. Battlefield is 32v32, I think, or like 64, something like that. But the thing with Battlefield is the map is ginormous, okay? The Call of Duty map compared to it is probably a third of the size of a Battlefield map. If even that, maybe even the fourth of a size. Like, it is a very small map for that amount of people, so it's just pure chaos. Wherever you go, you will get double, triple teamed pretty much wherever you walk. Streaks are almost non-existent. People do not get streaks, like, at all, but once, you know, people start getting streaks, it's over for the other team. I haven't won a ground war game, but also I haven't played that much ground war, and it might just be that one map. They might have other maps that flow differently. But ground war is just kind of a no-go right now, especially with sniping. Sniping is... there's a lot of spots on the map to snipe from, and it's just kind of cancerous. Like, it's just not fun because you just get sniped from everywhere, and it's... all the snipers are really spread out, but everybody else is inside. And then that's going to bring me into my next point, which is the sniper. The sniper ADS time is way too slow. It is way too slow. I know it's supposed to be kind of a military simulator kind of game. You know, it's supposed to kind of feel like that's supposed to be kind of real, but the ADS time for the sniper is way too slow. I know for a fact that, you know, you can scope in quicker with a 50 cal than how you can now. Like in real life, I'm pretty sure you could scope in quicker. And I would accept trading in the damage for that sniper for the ADS time, because it's just not balanced. Like, especially with the map sizes we got to play in the beta, it's just not suitable because the maps are so small and the ADS time takes so long that you have no time to react. So I don't know what kind of camos are going to come out with this, with the game. I'm assuming it's going to be, you know, regular diamond, gold, and that stuff. So that's going to be really hard with the snipers. I don't know how they're going to do that. The ADS time is way too slow. Which, the next point is that the attachments are basically useless in this game because almost all of them decrease ADS time. If you put on a scope, it will decrease your ADS time on any gun except I think the sniper, because you put a 3x instead of a regular, what is it, like 6x zoom. So almost every attachment lowers ADS time. So if you want to put a red dot on, it'll lower your ADS time, or make it longer, sorry. So that it's gonna take longer to scope in if you have a scope on. If you have a muzzle on, so a compensator or a muzzle flash, that will make your ADS time longer. I believe if you have an underbarrel attachment, it will make your ADS time longer. So almost all of the attachments make the ADS time longer except the pistol grip, which will shorten the ADS time, but barely at all. Maybe it'll increase ADS time by maybe a 1/16 of the way. So it's noticeable, but it's very minimal to where it would be almost unnoticeable. And there's also a lack of weapon variety compared to other Call of Duties. Like Call of Duty Black Ops 2 had lots of guns. Like, that was really well. And I don't know if it's just because we're in the beta, but with Modern Warfare there really wasn't that many guns, which was kind of disappointing because you got to use pretty much all the guns. But I think they need to come out with some more guns. That would be perfect. Like, I think they need to come out with more guns. That's just my opinion, though. That's not something that's too crazy. But with the guns, the submachine guns are terrible. They are really bad. So far, the only good submachine gun that I've used is the AUG, and the AUG really isn't that great. But compared to the other ones, it's great compared to the other submachine guns, but all the submachine guns really aren't that good. And I'm a submachine gun player. I always have been a submachine gun player in almost every Call of Duty. But now I've kind of had to switch over to the assault rifles because the M4 has crazy fire rate, and it has range, and it has accuracy. So which one are you going to pick? Are you going to pick the submachine gun, which has a fast fire rate, but it, you know, it doesn't have any range, Or would you pick the assault rifle, which has a really fast fire rate and has the range? So submachine guns in the game are kind of useless. They're really good at close range, but so is the M4. So I don't know what they were doing with that. But next point is that some of the kill streaks, the UAV lasts way too short. Like, they need to increase the time on that, because it's maybe like 20 seconds from what I could guess. I haven't really counted, but that's just what it feels like. It's like 20 seconds. Also, the cruiser missile, the guided missile, it's really bad. Like, it's hard. It's really weird to use. The animation to get into the missile takes a really long time. So by that time, everybody's already inside. And then the way it shows like little diamonds for like where the enemies are, and an X if they're inside. But you know, it's kind of weird because sometimes they're like outside but under something, but you can still hit them. It's really kind of weird with that. I don't know. Next thing is that the health is really low. So if you don't like really low health Call of Duties, this probably isn't the game for you. Like, if you liked the health in Black Ops 4, you're gonna hate it now because it is way too low. I will say that, you know, I had a good time with the game, but I think they should increase the health just a little bit, maybe by 10, 15, 20, 25%. I'd say probably no more than 25% is probably good, but it's because you have no time to react if you're getting shot. If you get shot, you're dead. It's over. Whoever aims down sights first pretty much wins. And it's just like with Black Ops 4, you know, it was kind of the same. If you got your shot off, then you would probably win, but you had a chance to whip around and kill them. There's pretty much no chance with that in this game. The only way you could do that is if the other person's aim was bad, but you know, most of the times their aim is pretty good, especially on PC. I play on PC and the aim was pretty good. Now the stun grenades. The stun grenades lasted way too long, and it was impossible to counter. If you got stunned, you're dead, okay? If you got flashed, it lasted forever. And if you got hit with the stun, like the concussion grenade, you cannot look around. Like, you physically cannot look around because it will be so slow that you can't turn. You will go like 90 degrees in a minute, okay? It takes so long to turn. So the stun grenades are really bad. They need to improve that. Next thing is that the bullet penetration seems to be very inconsistent from what I've experienced, because sometimes I'll be getting shot behind a wall, and then other times I'll be shooting somebody behind a wooden board and nothing would happen. Same thing would happen with my friends, and it just really seemed inconsistent. So I think they need to fix something about that, because, you know, it just doesn't feel right. It feels inconsistent. And then the last point I'm going to make is a skill-based matchmaking. I think they did this with Black Ops 4, but skill-based matchmaking in a casual Call of Duty game, I think, should be done away with. I think they should make a whole separate game mode if they're going to do skill-based matchmaking. And I think they should have a separate playlist for like ranked stuff. I think the casual playlist should just be some random groups, and you know, they can balance out in game. So if you have like 4 level 50s and 4 level 20s, you know, you should have a 2 of each on both sides. So I think that is okay. But I think where they are putting 4 level 30s and 4 level 30s on each team, I think that just like isn't, that it doesn't feel fun, because everybody's just sweating out the game. So I think they should make it a little more casual, have 2 separate game modes. I think that would be great. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go to the my overall consensus of the game. So overall, the game is really fun. It just needs some minor tweaks. Like, all the stuff I said in this video is pretty much minor. Like, there aren't like a whole lot of big changes that I think need to be implemented. But overall, it is a really fun game. And it is definitely worth it if you want a game that kind of looks and feels like Battlefield 4 but flows like Call of Duty. This is the game for you. The streaks are very powerful. Like, it is, they're pretty powerful. They're probably like Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2 kind of powerful. Of course, we didn't get to try out the Juggernaut or anything, but you know, I tried out the White Phosphorus, the Chopper. You know, all of those were really good. Like, they're powerful. Some need minor tweaking, but it should be fine. And then the time to kill is very fast. So if you want a time to kill that's very fast Call of Duty, this is gonna be the one for you. And it looks great. So if you didn't get to play the beta and you like Call of Duty, if you like Call of Duty, I would say go ahead and get it. If you say that you used to like Call of Duty but kind of stopped playing after like Advanced Warfare Black Ops 3 when it got all futuristic and stuff, I would say go ahead and try this one out. It feels a lot different than those Call of Duties, and it feels really nice. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it. This is a little bit of a longer video, but I thought it was good to come back with a longer video. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it. If you enjoyed, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments below. I know my boy Poodle hated the Claymores. He probably would want those removed. But yeah, that is gonna be it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.